What's going on, RC homies? This is the RC News, episode 69. I do this every week. This week, we got a lot of interesting things to take a look at. Let's get into it. All right, let's start it off with the smallest scale. HPI dropped one of their Nano 164 scale racers. This time in a BMW. They started off with the Mustang, and now we've got a red and silver M3. It's pretty cool. These, they're kind of up there in price. What do you guys think of them? They're nice. They're probably one of the nicer 164 scale cars. There's some stuff on AliExpress that's pretty comparable. These guys have fully functional lights, and they drive very smooth, I would say. The steering and the throttles pretty nice for how small the electronics are. There's no suspension on them or anything like that, but they're pretty cool, pretty detailed. Yeah, interesting. Well, here's an interesting body from J Concepts, the Endgame Safari body for the X-Max. Very interesting styling, kind of looks like a Jeep. Got this open dome on the top with a roll cage. Interesting. Made me think of the Pope Mobile. RC Pope Mobile, anyone? That'd be kind of funny. Update his G-Wagon. Anyway, yeah, comes with its own body clip system, so you can convert the body system that comes with the X-Max into body clips. There it is. So yeah, interesting. I don't know, what do you guys think of the styling of this body? Well, that was fast. Reef's already came out with an SCX 30 servo. That's awesome. So yeah, the mounts are attached to the servo body and it attaches to the axle. That's how that servo works, and it's going to be obviously very good quality. Reefs makes good stuff. I've never had a problem with it. How about you guys? Yeah, can't believe that came out so quick. Pretty excited about that. It's not like the servo on the SCX 30 is horrible, but it's nice to have a little more torque. And yeah, Reefs has already come out with something. That's pretty cool. No street pricing yet. It's already a prototype only photo on Facebook, so we'll see. This thing looks rad. Orlando came out with a little off-road van, 1/32 scale, comes as a kit, and when you dig into it, it's pretty cool. It's got leaf springs. The 1/30th platform is going to be growing quite a bit with Axial coming out with theirs. So yeah, these guys were kind of the first ones to be on the whole 1/30th platform. This is 1/32 scale, but there's a lot of pictures. Go check this thing out on tiny4x4.com. That's the Orlando website. You can pre-order it right now. And yeah, I guess you can get it in a bunch of different colors. The chassis is super cool. Tiny little leaf springs. They do show a picture of them kind of showing the articulation a little bit. So look at how tiny that thing is. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I think the body is what you're kind of buying it for. I like it. I think it's pretty cool, little styling, and I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures here, but yeah, dig into it because there's a lot of scale detailing on the body. And after digging into it, it looks like it doesn't come in all different colors. It looks like it comes in white. Maybe it'll change, but pre-order now. It looks like it only has one option. Anyway, pretty cool. This is a pretty awesome Mini-Z upgrade for the MRO4 specifically. It is a low-profile damping system from Reflex. Pretty awesome. It's a rear pod that you attach on your MRO4, and it's definitely going to increase the handling for sure and a lot more tunability. So yeah, $110 for the kit, and pretty nice. Reflex makes some very good quality parts. Pretty awesome that they make this for the MRO4. So yeah, that just came out, and I'm sure it'll sell out. Pretty cool. MRO4s are out there everywhere. So, and often upgrading the damping on the rear pods kind of the first thing you do, or one of the flex plates. So this is a welcome addition to the upgrade on that chassis platform. Well, vintage race fans, Schumacher released the Cat 2000 Classic. I love this car. This is kind of when I really got into RC racing back in 93, and these weren't around too much in my area, but I did see a few, and when I did, I was super excited because they're so different. This and the Yokomos, when they popped up, you were like, wow, I gotta go see that thing, because the RC10s were everywhere and the Optimas and all that. So this thing is awesome. Full list of option parts available. And yeah, if you're into vintage race cars and you're doing four-wheel drive, this might be one to consider for sure. Anyway, what do you guys think? I love all this Schumacher stuff. I think I want to race Schumacher this year. Not just because they won the Worlds, but because. Well, I wonder what my crawler homies think of this. Looks like Meus came out with a H10 optic cage, and yeah, alloy cage. They're trying to sort of give you something similar to what the Origin cage is. Obviously not the same, but you know, an alloy buggy cage that you can build up your own version of the Origin. Don't take that with a grain of salt, please. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's an alloy cage that you can build upon. So $700 USD. It's about $1,000 Canadian. Maybe worth taking a look at during one of their sales or Black Friday or something if you were thinking of doing a buggy. But yeah, building buggies, alloy or steel cages are up there in price regardless of what you do. So pretty interesting. And yeah, I wonder what Vanquish feels about this. And what do you guys think of it? I think it looks pretty nice. They got some nice colorways, but anyway, yeah, tell me what you think. Well, this caused a bit of a row on the internet. People are not happy. So Element came out with the RC10 trail truck. You decide for yourself though. This is called the Cattleman. The Cattleman comes with a body that looks like a Jeep. The chassis is very similar to an SCX 10.2 from back in the day. So there's that. It's got gold shocks, gold rails. It has, look at the balls in the ball studs. They're white plastic, which matches the other white plastic on the rest of the kit. There's that fine detail there. So yeah, that's not sarcasm. And yeah, pretty cool. $369.99 USD. So very similar to a newer axial crawler that you could potentially buy. What do you guys think of this? It's pretty interesting. Anyway, we're going to check out some other RC cars. Moving on. And it looks like it's just been announced. IFMAR 2027 110 scale electric worlds are going to be held at the Hoodie Arena. So everybody puts their bids in. It looks like Hoodie won. And yeah, they're going to be held there. I have so many questions though. All the X-Ray drivers, is that a home team advantage? Are they allowed to run on the track before? I know there's rules, but I have so many questions. It looks like Capricorn just came out with their new Quantum 1/8 scale Nitro on-road car, 4-wheel drive that is. Look at this thing, beautiful. A lot of carbon, beautiful machining, excellent layout. Yeah, Capricorn makes some really nice stuff. My local track, there's a couple guys that got them, and I always take a look because they're pretty nice. Yeah, this thing's awesome. They just released it. It's called the Quantum. Well, if you're into scale lowriders, it looks like Jeffries came out with a front suspension kit. I think it's for the Red Cat lowriders. They don't state it in there, probably scared of getting sued or whatever, but yeah, it's a front end kit, I believe, for the Red Cat lowriders. And they're saying it looks a little more scale, man. $84. I wish these guys would come out with a chassis though. Like this company, Jeffries, go check them out. If you're into lowriders, pretty rad stuff. The nicest scale detailing for RC lowriders. So yeah, and they also came out with some hop shocks, 43 mil for the Monte Carlo specifically. Just gives it more of a scale stance. The new Monte Carlo that Red Cat came out with. So pretty nice. Jeffries is a pretty cool company. Like I said, just come out with a chassis. That'd be so rad. All right, RC homies, that's it for episode 69. Thanks to everyone that stopped by. Bit of a non-eventful news. Had to dig a bit, but you know how it is. The calm before the storm. Silly season's coming. New Year, whatever. Anyway, looking north at the mountains. That's Cypress Mountain. And my favorite thing in the news this week, the Orlando van. Anyway, everyone, I want you to have a good week. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.